Never gonna be able to get you to actually Skype. So I'm gonna start just randomly making videos and putting them on YouTube so that you can enjoy me somewhat live. So here we are in my office, and we're just gonna ignore all the junk behind me. I'll clean that up later. But I just spoke with you this morning. However, I had a situation today that really can only be relayed live somewhat because it was so intense. So we talked about this morning that we were going to have some storms and move through the area, and I was like, whatever. So I needed to go to the bank today, and you can't see the windows in my office, but as you recall, I took over the space that was formerly held by our dear chairman, Jerry Wolf. And so I've smudged it and gotten all the evil spirits and his dead self out. And actually, I should put these on because these are my Dame Edna glasses that I sometimes wear when students come in and irritate me because it just lightens the mood. And I say, possum! And everybody sort of relaxes and then it's all good. And then I have this, which is actually Jerry Wolf gave to me, but I use it to ward off evil spirits like his dead self. Anyway, back to my story. So I needed to go to the bank today, but my windows, which you cannot see, are occluded because the sunshine just comes right in on me. And I can't take it because of my little tender snowflake precious eyes. So I was not aware that the storm was moving in. And so tick-tock, time got away from me, and Marion called and said, you must go to the bank. So I scampered away, and it looked fine. I mean, it was sprinkly, but I wasn't even using my windshield wipers. I get to the corner of Patterson and Walker. Windshield wipers aren't even on. I get to the corner of Central and Highland. Holy shitballs! Thunder, lightning, gusts of wind. I'm just gripping my steering wheel, praying to God a tree is not going to fall on my car, and then I look up and I see all these electric lines swinging and swaying, and I'm under them, hoping that's not going to fall on my car. So I take a right, and now I'm going down Highland towards Poplar, which, what is on Highland at that point? Trees. Everywhere there's trees. They're huge. Lightning. And I'm hoping that's not going to fall on my car. So I get to that weird light at Subway by El Chico's, and it's red. Naturally, it's red. There's trees everywhere, so it's going to be red for me because I'm a tree phobia. And people at this point are just panicking because the wind is just flying across the street. I mean, it's not even raining on the street because the wind is so strong, it's picking the rain up off the street and throwing it at our cars. And the wind is coming from the west to the east, and I'm almost to that Exxon at the corner. I've got a decision to make. Am I going to pull into the Exxon, or am I going to try to go ahead and go on Poplar? But I'm a thinker. Because I see this disaster at the intersection of Poplar and Highland, where it's just the ocean being lifted and flung across the street, and nobody is getting through this intersection. I mean, they're going like 1 mile an hour, and just their cars are flying. The wind is really just moving my car a lot, and I'm just sitting there. So I pull into the Exxon parking lot, and now I see all this construction debris being flown through the air. Because my thought was, if the wind is coming from the west, that I will scamper my little car to the eastern side of Exxon, and building will break the wind. There's no trees around, and I'll be safe. Tragically, that was not to be because that entire side of the building is covered up with construction material just leaned up against the building. Now, I'm sorry. Who does that? Oh, I was listening to my server. So then I decided, well, okay, what am I going to do? So I pulled around to the west side of the building where there is all the dumpsters, which was even stupider, I realize now. So then I drove over to Perkins Restaurant and parked on their western edge and just rode out the storm, girl. But it was quarter-size hail. They reported 60-mile-an-hour winds, and I was just hanging onto my seatbelt, smoking like a train, and just hoping it would be over. Marion couldn't get a call out to me because, of the storm. Sirens are going off. The university's text messages and everybody, seek shelter, seek shelter. I bet I got 10 text messages from the University of Memphis, seek shelter, seek shelter. And there was actually a tornado spotted. I don't think there was. But it was a harrowing experience. Now, the trick to this was that I was wearing my flip-flops. I haven't owned flip-flops since high school. And that's a whole other story. But just note to self, don't wear flip-flops on a day that it might rain, that you might have to go to the bank. I haven't been to the bank in years. I don't bank. Anyway, that's my little story for today. And hopefully, the next time I send you a YouTube, it won't be a story about rain. Love ya.